Good morning. Today is the day of the event, another event in Polimoda that I'm gonna attend. And
Polimoda, I'm Danae Mercer, and we're about to start our Real Confidence Project workshop. I'm so excited to be here today. The campus is beautiful, and I think we're starting in like 5 or 10 minutes. So
I'm so excited about it, but guys, I have no idea what should I wear. I don't know. Guys, I have to say, my roommate, she was putting the music now, and the music was so loud, so I couldn't record the video for you, and so it was late. I have to run. Anyway, I will show my style later. Now I'm on the way here. I'm gonna take a coffee, and then I have to think which bus I can go to Manufactura, because the events are always there in Manufactura. And I have to run because I don't want to do late. But anyway, the event will be at 11 and now it's 10 like 20. So let's see. This is the place. Oh, it's full of people. I don't have time. So I will choose another place to take the coffee. It was full of people.
Saudi Arabia and kissing a camel, that's what I'm doing up there. Or as someone who myself am being profiled, like the Times magazine, it's been a really incredible time. That's me. Hi, Jen. I really struggled to find my place and to fit in. And from a very young age, from about 13, 14 years old, I leaned into my body as a way to control everything that was happening, and as a way to get approval. You know, I grew up in a time when being super thin was the goal, and I think we have re-entered that era, unfortunately. And so from 13, 14 years old, I was dieting, I was drinking, we had something called Slim Fast shakes, I was drinking, they're like, I got very sick, I lost a lot of weight, as you can see in these pictures, and this is something I've talked about on my social media now I've talked about. And I put in this slide today because the highest risk time for Richard, in a way I don't understand. 85% of university student women feel overweight. 85% feel overweight, which is mind-blowing, 85%. And the stats have doubled in the last decade. So studies are showing that this is on the rise. Why do I talk about all this? Because this is all that noise. We're going to really talk about the noise in today's workshop, back and forth, each other, we're going to talk about that noise, but this is the noise, right? It is this noise that is constantly telling us, if I'm a little bit skinnier, I'll be happier. If I weigh a little bit less, if I'm prettier, I'll be more successful. If I only show the perfect parts of myself, they will love me. If I show who I really am, they won't. Who I really am is not worthy. It is that noise. The noise that society has told us to believe in, the noise that magazines, social media, we're going to get onto that. And they said, Danae, we see what you're doing to yourself, and we love you, and we're going to help you. We're worried that you won't be here in a year if you keep going as you are. So let us take you to the doctor. Let us take you to the therapist. Lean on us. We're not going to give up on you, but something's got to change. And through my university for a year, I went to a nutritionist, a therapist, and a doctor, multiple times a week. And it was all covered by my university. It was all supported by them. It helped me start to heal. And it helped me kind of get out of this foggy, confused, gray state that I was in, a state where I thought I could fix it myself. But it's so hard when you're in that dark place. It's so hard to get out of it yourself. So they helped me. They helped me recover. They helped me find my balance again, and I got a scholarship to Cambridge, joined the pentathlon team, which is the weirdest sport you've probably never heard of. It's swimming, shooting, running, fencing, and horse riding. I was never very good at any of those, but I really tried. I brought the passion. I'll start like this. And I remember the very first post I did, it was similar to one of these. This probably similar to this one here. A little similar. Not as graphic. It was actually just like a front and a back, and the back showed a little bit of cellulite. And I remember before I posted it, I was texting my best friend. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I should do this. And she was like, well, but do you want to? Is this what your calling is? And I was like, well, I think women need to know. They need to know that they aren't broken, they aren't bad, their bodies aren't bad, that they're not shameful, that social media is just curated, and the same way magazines are, etc., etc. So I posted it, and for the first time ever, I received comments from other women saying, oh, you have that? I have that too. Oh, I thought I was the only one. And I learned for the first time that social media could be something so much more than just adding to that noise. It could be a space for conversation, a space where I feel less alone. In fact, I don't deserve to be here because I'm not smart enough. I need to be skinnier, like when I was 13, to get other people's attention. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not interesting enough. I need to be funny because I'm not as pretty as my friends. Shitty fat ass. Why am I not tall and I have a big belly? You are not enough. You've lost your value. See, it's gonna make me cry. You're never going to make it. You're just not able. No one is ever going to like what you create. I'll just do a few more and then I'll stop because otherwise I'm going to be all up here with smeary mascara. It's not good enough. I'm not good enough to do this degree. I don't deserve the opportunities given to me. You don't belong here. You're so stupid. Suck it up. I ask us to do this silly little exercise of writing our recent awful thoughts on paper. Because I feel like so many of us, we have these thoughts and then we feel so alone, right? We've got this voice that sits there and says, you're ugly, you're fat, you're not worthy, your work is bad, you are shameful, you are embarrassing. This voice that is created, right? All of this noise, not just by social media and AI influencers and the stuff I touched on today, but maybe it was your mom who was never taught to love her own body. Maybe it was that professor who said, give up now, you're never gonna make it. You're too stupid to do this. Why don't you try something else? Whoever created this voice is not our voice, but it's there. And it's constantly critiquing, it's constantly shaming, it's constantly trying to drown out our little bit of truth. I listened to a podcast recently where a journalist asked a psychologist, she asked her, hey, what's the one thing that you hear across all of your clients, what's one thing that you hear repeated? And the psychologist said, oh, without a doubt, every single person has this feeling that if they show who they really are, if they show that real truth, they will not be loved. Because there is this fear that if we show that real truth, it is not good enough, it is not pretty enough, it will not be successful. And that blows my mind that all of us are sat there with this bit of truth, this inner voice. And for so many of us, it's difficult to use it because we have all this noise saying, if your voice is not like this, if you don't sound like that curated influencer who's posed and perfected, or the curated lifestyle, you don't deserve to speak. I want you to curate your social media feeds. We think it doesn't matter. We think we are so savvy. I think I'm really savvy. I think this stuff doesn't matter. And then I look at my phone and 20 minutes later, I am staring at my body in a mirror going like, do I need to change this? Do I need to fix that? It matters. It matters. 95% of our thoughts are unconscious. 95% of our thoughts, we aren't even aware that they're existing. It's something like 11 billion thoughts. We have 11 billion thoughts a day. We only recognize and acknowledge like 5,000 of them. So that is the division. If we can start to curate our feeds, change what we see, and actively seek out things that educate us, that connect us, that make us feel seen, that give us that community, that is such a powerful step. Also, in C, the curating your feeds is limiting our time online. Look, of course we all scroll. I think we all do it because it is that nice brain rot that makes us not have to think, and there is a comfort in that. I'm not saying to stop doing it, I do it, but limit it. One of the easiest little hacks I do is if it's, 8:45, I look at the clock before I start, and I say, all right, I'll give myself 5 minutes. 8:50, I close this phone, I read a book. 8:50, I go for a walk. 8:50, I meditate. Curate your feed. I want you to practice honest self-talk. Okay. There are so many studies that have shown the power of thinking nicely about our body. It sounds cheesy, it sounds stupid, like it's not gonna work. Like thinking, oh, I've got strong, powerful legs, that's not gonna make me love my legs. The data shows it does. So if you have 2 minutes and you are struggling with yourself today, give yourself that space to go in front of the mirror and say, okay, I'm gonna find something I love about myself. I love my beautiful arms because they hold my baby. I love my legs because they let me run. I love this soft, smushy tummy because it has created 2 lives. I love my brain, whatever. Honest self-talk. I'm not saying to go stand in front of the mirror and be like, yes, I am a Victoria's Secret model and I am radiant and I am a goddess and look at me. Because for me, if I would say that, I'm like, no, but that doesn't, I don't feel like a radiant goddess at the moment. I'm happy when I shower, But honest, I'm proud of my legs because they let me run. Yeah, that's great. We're starting to work on rewiring those neural pathways. If we want to get into the science of it, rewiring those neural pathways, the unconscious paths that our brain goes down, and saying, okay, instead of going down this one because it's easy, I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself. No, I am proud of myself. No, I respect myself. Rewiring those pathways, going down a different road. The more you go down the road, the easier it is for your brain to do that without you having to force it to do. L, let yourself learn. I mentioned I've got a 3-year-old now, 3-year-old little girl, and she is sassy and she is strong and she has opinions. She also fails a lot. Physically, she tries to jump on something and falls off, getting herself, painting things. Suddenly her whole face is painted. It's a real adventure. But they're small failures in a safe environment. And she knows, okay, if I paint my face today and that didn't quite work out for me, tomorrow I will try to paint the cat. Hopefully not the cat. The object, the vase, Small failures, small failures that slowly start to build our confidence. I've done a lot of reading about what builds confidence, what makes us feel stronger inside. And it's not signing up for the marathon and not training and going to run the marathon and having no idea what to do and passing out at the 3K mark. Because then we will think, oh, I am a failure, I'm stupid, I can't run, blah, blah, blah. It's those little failures. It's trying to run and maybe being slow, maybe walking, but trying. And going out the next day and being a little faster, and the next day being a little stronger, the next day. The tiny little steps of learning. And my God, you guys are going to be doing a lot of learning here, but also probably a lot of failing. And that's okay. As someone who, I feel like some of my greatest successes came after failure. Some of my greatest wins came after being told I couldn't, I wasn't capable, I wasn't smart enough. And then I get that drive in me that's like, no, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to achieve this thing because they don't know me. And I know my voice. I know my worth. Letting yourself learn in that space. Small efforts, small goals. And then moving your body. One of you mentioned laying on the grass. Someone mentioned going for a walk. If we go back to the science, moving our bodies is one of the most powerful things we can do for how we feel about ourselves. Whether it is running, yoga, going for a walk, being outside, being in fresh air, these tiny things that we cannot do on our phone, and we cannot do for work, and we cannot do for another person, but just moving our bodies to reconnect with our truth.
Well, after the event, I meet a friend, and we had a little catch up. We talked a lot and take the coffee. It was so nice and warm. And I want to share a little bit of my opinion about this event. But I was thinking I'm gonna do it when I arrive home because now there's a lot of noise. So. Well, I just arrived home and I wanna share what I'm thinking about the workshop that we had today. The workshop was so good, it was so warm, so friendly, and what was amazing about this workshop that I like it was that she was talking about something that we have it every day, but it's like we forgot that we should it's like we forgot to add our attention to that, about the influencer, social media, and how AI works now. It's like it's so difficult to recognize it's something, it's real or fake, it's AI or it's really that one. So she talked about this art and I was like, okay, this is cool. We need to remember ourselves that there is a lot of AI. When we are scrolling, we don't know if it's real, if it's AI, or anyway. What I like it most and more, it was like it had a practice. No, the practice was she gave everybody a paper to write down. For example, she asked what was the awful things you said to yourself, and everybody should write it and give it into the bag that she has a bag we put there, and she randomly read all of them. When she was reading the notes that the students wrote, I was thinking, I'm not alone. I'm not the only girl who sometimes feels ugly, feels fat, feels stupid, feels not good enough, not worthy, not loved. All of these feelings, all of these voice that we have, it's not just me. It's like a lot of people, a lot of young girl, a lot of other young boy, girl, anybody. We all have these feelings and it seems like normal, but I really was thinking that no, that girl is so pretty, she's never gonna think. But there it was full of the pretty girls, full of the girls who were amazing, but we had a lot of notes of like that. And another practice was write what was the awful or baddest feedback you received from people? You know, your teacher, your friend, like a colleague, or what was it? And again, I say that, oh my goodness, I'm not the only one who is receiving all of these bad comments, or all of these are, you know, I'm since I was younger, I was the girl who was always receiving a negative comments, a bad comments. Everything when I was just in the school, as soon as I entered to the school, people was laughing at me because I had a very big nose and I did the surgery. I had a very big nose and my face was full of hair. I mean, my eyebrows, everybody is black, no? So it shows my face darker and I'm not tall. So people were really laughing at me. You know, people really were laughing at me, and all the time in school until on the high school, and I was never confident. Never. I always cry. I was the one who was never respond to the people when people think that you are not tall, you are short, you are ugly. I was the one who accept that, and I never respond to them. Like, it's none of your business. I mean, I was a child, of course. I didn't know that until I was teenagers. And what I was thinking always was I have to do the surgery, and I'm ugly. I'm not good enough. I had never confidence, and everything was like this until I came here in Italy, and I start to, even though when I did the surgery of my nose, after that, okay, before I was thinking if I do that, then it's gonna be like the magic, and after that I will be the confidence girl in the work. But no, it's just a changing in the face. So then I figured out the confidence not come with the outside, it's come with the inside. And it was something that I figured out again today in this workshop. And what she mentioned that is surrounded your as mentioned today was like surrounding yourself with the people who are giving you the love, attention, the positive thing. If somebody thinks that you are stupid, you are not good enough, you are ugly, or body shame on you, I mean, there is no place in your life. And this is that I struggle a lot in my life now. In my life now, I have a friend that thinks I'm not good enough, my works are not good, body shame, you know, all of these are, and it's a very, very toxic friendship. And even though he thinks that I have to delete my YouTubes and my videos are not good, I don't have to share them, people are gonna laugh at me, or why are you creating the content if just 5 views you are gonna get, and not understanding what I'm doing. You know, it's not just getting the view, you know, it's just sharing my works, my process, what I'm doing. It's part of the way of my career. No, so I see it as a long-term goal. It's not something that I'm waiting for now. Okay, so it was a very good opportunity to be in this workshop, to see that I'm not only one who's struggling with all of these art, and there's a lot of people all around the world, a lot of women especially, a lot of girls like me that are struggling with something in the same way. And it's like, it's for everybody, and I'm not alone. And she also gave us some practice tip. I'm gonna put it here. And this short vlog was like just as a reminder for anybody who need to hear that we are not alone. If you are struggling with your friends who giving you the comments, or you are struggling with the friends that thinks that any negative things, or the teacher, or anybody who thinks that you are not good enough, it's their thoughts. And what she mentioned was like that if we surround ourselves with these kind of people that who are always giving this negative feedback, it's gonna be automatically in your head always. Even if they are not there, you have it in your head, and it's gonna have impact on your work and your life. So this is why we have to remove the people from our life. Before, I was so much stronger in this part of my life to removing people from my life. Before, if the friends not works, I was easily say ciao. But now it's a little more complicated for me. But I'm so selective with my friends, and even a friend told me once that you're so alone and you never have any friends. No, I'm not alone. I choose to don't be with everybody. I select who I wanna be with. So it's not like anybody who comes in my life and I'm saying, oh, okay, welcome, you have a place in my life, because the friendship and everything can impact in a lot of ways in our life. So it's very important, and this is why I'm so selective with my friendship. And that's it. It's this opportunity that Polimoda gave it to me, and I'm gonna say thank you to them, because this workshop was just for the Polimoda student, but I contact with them and I said that I really like to be in this workshop, and they know me that I'm always in the Polimoda and all of these are, and they accept that I can enter to this workshop. Thank you for the Polimoda that they gave me this opportunity to be there, and thank you for watching this video, this mini short vlog, and I hope add something to you. Thank you.